fiscal court. At this time, Bill Deskins is unable to be at the meeting because of an automobile accident. And I need a motion from whoever that a vote be taken as to who should be the chairman of this meeting.
Hey, Herbie, I'll make a motion that we nominate Hillman Dotson to
Okay.
be judge.
Hillman be there.
Second.
During the second. And also hearing no other motions, Hillman will be presiding over this meeting.
You got to vote.
No, well, okay, I'm sorry. Roll call.
Magistrate Anderson.
As long as Hillman doesn't object, yes.
Magistrate Kempton.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dotson. Magistrate Varney.
I'll vote for him, yes.
Deputy Judge Deskins.
Yes. This Hillman, this is his 16th year, isn't it, Hillman? No, 20. 25. As a magistrate?
Yeah.
Okay, 25. He should know how to operate.
Well, I'm gonna do my best.
Well, you will do.
I don't wanna.
Now, we want to leave that chair vacant because we cannot take Judge Deskins' place. We can stand in for him. So he's going to be here with us.
Well, I appreciate all the support from the magistrates to do this today, and I just ask the Lord to be with us and bless us and watch over us and make sure we do the right thing. And, you know, first thing I'd like to say is, you know, it's a sad day that Judge Deskins has not been able to be here in our last court meeting. But the good news is he's doing fine, and we was glad to hear that surgery went good yesterday, and he's recuperating and talking, and we just thank God, you know, he's a miracle for what he went through to be able to survive that accident he had. But at this time, I'd like to ask Bob Varney to open up with prayer.
Will you bow your heads with us? Dear Lord, as we come before you on this day, we have some heavy hearts and we're saddened by the things that's befell our brother Bill Deskins, and that you've been with him through this surgery, dear God, and you're watching over and keeping him. And you know, we don't know what tomorrow holds, but I'm thankful that we know who holds tomorrow in their hand. We thank you and praise you for everything that you've done. We ask your continued blessing upon Bill and his family. Watch over and keep him and bring him safely back home to us, dear Lord. We ask you, Lord, to bless this meeting, that anything that we do, it might be pleasing to you as we try to serve the people in Pike County. We're coming up in the Christmas season, dear Lord, and a lot of people don't like you to use that word Christmas, but it means the birth of Christ, and we praise you for that. I'm so thankful that he came. I'm so thankful that he lived. I'm so thankful that he died, and I'm so thankful that he rose on that third appointed day for my justification. I ask you, Lord, to forgive me of my shortcomings, and because there are many at times, and just keep on keeping on, dear Lord, that we might be able to do a service to you. I pray, dear God, that you'll bless the soldiers that's on foreign soil today, dear Lord, and bring them safely home to us. And we have many in our families and friends that are sick. We ask you, Lord, that your healing hand would be on each and every one of them. And we ask you, Lord, again to bless the meeting, all the proceedings that's going on, and we'll never fail to bow and give you the praise, the honor, and glory. For we ask it all in the name of Jesus Christ and for his sake. And amen.
Amen. Master Murphy, will you lead us in Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which
which stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all.
Herbie, do you want one, you want that seat? Sure.
Sit right here, Herbie. No, that's Bill's. I know it. Thank you. I guess we need to do the roll call, Lisa.
Judge Deskins absent. Magistrate Anderson. Here. Magistrate Kempton.
Here.
Magistrate Murphy.
Here.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dotson.
Here.
Magistrate Varney.
Here.
Deputy Judge Deskins.
We'll now have the approval of the minutes of our last meeting on November the 20th.
Motion.
Got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson.
Yes.
Magistrate Kempton.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dotson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Deputy Judge Deskins.
At this time, Brian Morse has got another engagement he's got to go to, and he's asked to address the court, and we'll see what he got to say.
Thanks for letting me speak here today. I'm not going to take too much time. This is the last court meeting of this administration, and I was part of this administration 4 years ago. And I still feel like I'm part of this administration. I feel like without this administration, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. And I wanted to take this time and kind of address you guys and tell you that it's kind of the same way today. I walked in this courtroom 4 years ago, didn't know hardly anybody in the courtroom, and it was very intimidating. And you guys, over time, we come together, and I feel like that we come together, we worked well together. And this court's been through a lot over the last 4 years. I was part of it for 3 years, and I mean, it's probably the hardest 3 years of my life, sitting here and doing, but I'm very appreciative to you guys to allow me to come here and be part of this court. And I'm appreciative to the Pike County taxpayers to allow me to do it also. But I wanted to take this time and kind of just say, you know, Bill Deskins was more than a boss to me. Bill Deskins was my mentor. Bill Deskins brought me in, and he pretty much let me do as I wanted to do if it was pleasing to him. And I think me and him got a trust together, and I wouldn't be standing here without Bill Deskins, and I hope that he recovers from his injuries. And I know Jenny talked to Bill this morning, and I think he will. But I also want to talk a little bit about Chick Johnson. Chick Johnson was part of this court 4 years ago, and Chick's no longer with us. And I want to tell a real quick story about Chick that kind of sums up who Chick Johnson was. Y'all was back in executive session. Me and Chick a couple of times didn't see eye to eye on some things, and you know, and Chick would always verbally tell you how he felt about things, and he did me that way once, and it didn't get heated, but Chick told me how he felt about it, and he wasn't happy. And I come back out of executive session, we come out here, and then court meeting broke, and it was probably 3 minutes after the court meeting, Chick Johnson walked up to me with tears running down his face. And he said, "Brian, I'm sorry. You shouldn't have acted that way." And, you know, that's Chick Johnson. Mm-hmm. You know, Chick, you know, served on his court for many years, and he shouldn't be forgotten. And I got to talk about John Doug Hayes for a second, guys. You know, John Doug Hayes, you know, when I started this position, I didn't know John Doug, and the first time I walked up to him and asked him for advice, he looked at me and he said, "Mr. Morse, you can do that. Your title allows you to do that, but as your attorney, I'm telling you not to, and if I'm ever asked, I'm going to tell people that I told you not to." In that voice John Doug Hayes had. Yeah. And I walked away from him thinking, man, that's arrogant. I mean, my God, you know, he's just an arrogant person. and I didn't much care for him. And as most of you know, me and John Doug got real close over the last 3 years, and I'll never forget. I walked up to him. I think it was when I was jailer. I walked up to him. I needed advice, and I asked him, or it might have been my last week or two here. I asked him for advice, and he looked at me and he said, in your title, Mr. Morse, you can do that. But as your attorney, I'm advising you not to. And if I'm asked, I want to tell people I told you not to do it. The same exact advice he gave me 3 years prior. So what I thought was arrogant wasn't arrogance. It was just someone trying to lead me in the right direction. And that was John Doug Hayes. And I'll forever miss John Doug. He was such a good guy. And guys, I wish you all well. I really do. I feel like we're friends. I'm going to share this too, and I want to hush. I'm not going to stay up here long, but I had the honor to go down to Lexington and watch Leo's honor flight. When they fly, it was just Vietnam veterans that they flew down to Washington D.C. and they spent the day in Washington, and then I was at the airport in Lexington when all these veterans came in. And going down, I didn't think it was going to be very emotional. I really didn't. And when I was there and I watched all these veterans, my stepfather's a veteran. He fought in Vietnam, and the way they talked about how these veterans come back from Vietnam, gave them civilian clothes before they got off the plane and made them exit underneath the planes, and like they was ashamed of them. I thought was pitiful. But when I was there and see Leo and his people walk down from that plane and how they was treated, that was my highlight, Leo. I mean, it brought tears to me then, and it brings tears to me now just thinking about it. But that's it, guys. I just wanted to thank you, appreciate you, and I'm here if I could ever do anything for you, and I'll forever be grateful for the opportunity I had here.
Well, Brian, I'd like to say before you sit down that the court appreciates you for the leadership that you brought to the county when you did. You saved the county quite a bit of money, and we kind of learned together on things that need to be changed, and there was some changes made, and we look back at all those things, and Chick and John Doug, we learn a lot from them people.
Yeah.
And we're like a family here. When you serve with these magistrates for 4 terms, 16 years, that's a long time to be able to get along and do things. And I don't care what they say about us, we got a lot done.
Absolutely.
And we can drive down the road and see things that we've been part of. And I just want to say that we appreciate you and the job you're doing at the jail. You got a lot of good reports over there, and I know there's a lot more to come.
Yeah. Appreciate him, and thank you guys once
Anybody
again.
else have anything they want to say?
Brian, me and you both came in here as green as grass. I was a lost ball in tall weeds, and if it hadn't have been for John Doug Hayes and a few more people, I probably would have quit that first year because of frustration, if nothing else. But I want to thank you, not for just the job that you do and that you are doing. I want to thank you for being a friend.
Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate that. Thank you all very much. I'm going to walk around and shake y'all's hands. Thank you, Brian. See you later.
Appreciate you, bud. At this time, we'll have the first reading of a Pike County Road Ordinance for Smith Lane.
Pike County Fiscal Court Ordinance Number blank. Notice of intended passage. Whereas it has been determined to be in the best interest of the public for the Pike County Fiscal Court to formally accept public roads into the official county road system, and whereas KRS 178.010 subsection 1B defines a county road as a public road which has been accepted by the fiscal court into the county road system. Whereas where the fiscal court finds that the 30-foot minimum cannot be met due to the topography of the road or other extraordinary circumstances, the 30-foot width would not be appropriate. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the fiscal court of Pike County, Commonwealth of Kentucky, Section 1, that the following road, being public in nature, be and is hereby formally and officially accepted into the Pike County road system and shall hereafter be a part of said system. Let's see, road number is in District 5. The road name is Smith Lane. The length is 167 feet. Approved by the approved by the fiscal court this, the 18th day of December, 2018. Adopted by the fiscal court this, the blank day of blank 2018. I guess signed William M. Deskins by proxy by the Deputy Judge Executive.
Yeah. Well, this is just the first reading, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, first reading.
Yeah.
My bad.
Thank you. And that was the first reading, and there'll be no vote at this time. The next one is the first reading of a road ordinance for Boulder E.
Yeah, there is one small change that needs to be made. From my understanding, even though the petition was Boulder E, it is actually Boulders Road?
Yes, it should have an S on it.
Okay.
Before the homes were built, Kevin Prater, he named the roads, and all the homes are addressed on as Boulders East.
So it should say Boulders East?
Boulders. Well, E's okay. It's just got to have an S at the end of Boulders.
Okay, so there's an east and a west Boulders?
No.
Just
Boulders
east. Boulders East?
E, yeah.
Okay. All right. And with that amendment, Pike County Fiscal Court Ordinance Number blank, Notice of Intended Passage. Whereas it has been determined to be in the best interest of the public for the Pike County Fiscal Court to formally accept public roads into the official county road system, and whereas KRS 178.010 subsection 1B defines a county road as a public road which has been accepted by the fiscal court into the county road system. Whereas where the fiscal court finds that the 30-foot minimum cannot be met due to the topography of the road or other extraordinary circumstances, the 30-foot width would not be appropriate. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the fiscal court of Pike County, Commonwealth of Kentucky, Section 1, that the following road, being public in nature, be and is hereby formally and officially accepted into the Pike County road system and shall hereafter be a part of said system. This road is in District 3. The road name is Boulders East. Length is 1,500 feet. Approved by the fiscal court this, the 18th day of December 2018. Adopted by the fiscal court this, the blank day of blank 2018. Signed William M. Deskins, Pike County Judge Executive.
On the other one you had on the Smith Lane, there's no vote on that, and there's no vote on this one either, right?
No, this is just the first reading.
First reading. Okay, we'll move on to approve the removal of a county road by the name of Low Street, CR 7841. And
we actually have two individuals who'd like to address the court regarding the closure of that road.
okay, y'all had a public hearing this morning.
We did have a public hearing this morning, and they both were in attendance. The gentlemen are still here, Mr. Myers and Mr. Johnson. And they would like to address the court, the full court, and I told them they had every right to do so.
Okay, y'all want to approach these?
No, we can still vote. Approach the podium.
My name's Howard Myers.
Over there.
And I just wonder why he wanted to take that out of the road system. Been in the road system for 20-some years. And That's what I'm hearing about. They talk about how come they want to take it out. All of them are.
That all you got to say about now? You want him to answer your question?
Yeah, well, we talked about earlier, you know, this gentleman, he's got 3 kids, got to cross that drain. And I have a trailer there. They take it out. How are they going to get across the creek? If they fix the drain the right way to start with, it's got a 3-foot drain. It needs at least a 5 or 6-foot drain. And every time it rains, it washes out. And there ain't no way if they take it out, we can afford to put it back in. So I guess we're just going to have to walk across the creek, no way to get to our place to live, you know. So.
Can I address that, Hillman?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bobby and Barney and Danny both took me to those areas, and we looked at it. And one issue come here, like, you know, all of us have compassion for people, but we can't take care of all things. And things that's this situation that's been discovered that this is property owned by one landowner alone, a coal company owned, or some land person owns it all. I think this gentleman or the other gentleman, one has the lease on it, then he leases another trailer out and makes money off that. And being one property owner, that don't fit the criteria there, and when this was discovered by some previous individual put it in. And so, like the Bible says, once you discover something, you know, you need to deal with it and sin no more. But we can't help all people in other areas that's got inconveniences. So once we discover something like this, I think it's prudent to deal with it, and I concur with Bobby and Danny both on that, and we had 2 others in the same deal apparently, but then others didn't come and object to it.
Mr. Dotson, he's talking about the coal country property right up the road. There's a holler called May Branch and Recall Road. It's all coal country property. They got it blacktop. So if you're going to take it out for one, you're going to take it out for all. You know, so everybody leases that land. You know, they got mobile homes on it. You understand what I'm saying? And they got a blacktop road to them.
I'm not familiar with that situation.
Well, and
I just know
thing,
that's one property owner. That property does not belong to 2 different individuals. It's one property owner.
I know, all the way up
it's
that
not
holler.
your property. You rent it and you turn around and rent, you lease it and turn around and rent to another guy. So as John Doug taught me, that doesn't follow the law.
Yeah, what about this guy? He lives there all the time. He's got 3 kids. He's got to get there. And another thing, he said he posted 3 places that, he had 3 places posted that he's going to take it out. I only found 1 place he posted. So I'd like to know where the other 2 places at. He said he posted for us. Now, if I didn't see this on the tree or watch this in court, I wouldn't even know about this, you know. He said he posted in 2 more places. I don't know if he did or not. I ain't seen it.
Yeah, it was posted there at the site, at the post office, and at the county clerk's office there at Belfry.
Okay, I know he posted on the tree. That's the only one I know about. So.
You know, we don't want to see nobody have to go through the creek, especially children. And but we want to make sure we do the legal and right thing. And the first question I'd like to see is when this road was put into the road system, did we have the proper signatures to make it a county road? Did the coal company sign their rights over to the county? And I'll ask the assistant judge to maybe, or the county attorney one to.
Mr. Dotson, you're going to have
it mostly
another
just takes
12
in
or
a
15
brief.
families on the same property. You know, I can tell you for a fact.
How long has it been in the system?
20-some years.
It's 22 years, I think.
You know, the criteria for putting a road in the county road system is 2 or more property owners can petition the county to accept the road into the road system. Then the road commissioner goes out and examines the road and makes sure it meets the criteria, and then we give it a name, and then the court adopts it into the road system. And 20-some years ago, you know, we should have a copy of when the road was put into the system. And if so, you know, we probably need to look for that and see if we can find it.
Yeah, because, Mr. Dotson, you're going to have 15 other families. If you holler and you can't have it on coal country property, then there's 15, 20 families up that holler you're going to have to. You can't do for one, you can't do for the other. That's Mr. The road foreman there says, you know.
You know, I have an instance that happened over in the Blackberry area. We've got houses over across the creek, but the coal company owns all the property, and the people, you know, they don't have a deed, so we can't make that a county road because the coal company won't sign it over, and those people have a hard time getting in and out. But I've had to deal with that for several years over there, Herbie.
Yeah, but
You know
this has
what I'm
already been a
talking
road
about.
for 20-some years, though, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not disputing what you're saying, and
Yeah.
I asked, you know, the county attorney and the assistant judge to do some research and find out when that road was put into the system and if it was properly signed and named, and if it's a legal road, then we need to look at it that way.
All right, I thank you for your time.
Well, in lieu of all that, Hillman, I'd like to make a motion then that we take Low Street off of this until we investigate more and have the other two left on there.
Well, you got a motion to take it off until the research is done. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
So we got a motion and a second to just quit working on your road until we do research and determine whether or not it was a legal road. And
Are we going to
At
quit
that
working on
point-
his? I don't, I mean, you can, Bobby, you're the one that made the petition to remove this from the road. You can ask the court to withdraw your motion, or you can ask that it be held in abeyance and pass to the next regular meeting so that we can do the research necessary.
And that's what I'd like to see.
just leave it in there until the research is done, Bob?
Yeah.
So you can withdraw your motion on,
You can always re-petition the court.
Repetition the court, okay.
You can just withdraw it.
So that's just withdraw Low Street out for that.
Okay.
so you withdraw your motion.
Yes.
So I guess it's going to be in the system until the
Do some research on it.
research is done, and probably, we probably will have one more meeting, I guess, according to the assistant judge, and I don't know if he'll have it done by then or not. We only got a few days, you know, to do that. But if not, I would encourage you to continue with the next court and see where you go in that situation.
All right, thank you for your time. Thank you, Boy.
Okay, we still have two more on there, Hillman.
Well, I
Mr.
think
Chair.
you want to address the court.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
don't have much to say. You know, I'm currently out of work right now, and as he said, I have 3 children. Their education's very important. If that drain washes out, how are they going to get across there to get to school? We're just asking for a little bit of help. As he said, if you put the drain in there right the first time, you know as well as I do, there's going to be minimal, low maintenance on it. I mean, we just need a little bit of help.
How long has that drain been in there?
The drain that's in there right now,
Yeah.
I know that the drain that's in there right now has been in there for 5 years or so.
Well, Mr. Barney says it's too small, and every time it rains, it wants to block off. And
Well, yeah, there's also, on each side of it, there's a big box drain. If you were to put a box drain in there in the center, it would correct the problem.
but I'm sure they'll do some research on it and address the issue when we come back.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Thank you. Are we going to go to the next one?
Yeah, you could, just that one, there's 2 others that need to be removed. From
Just
the
took the one out.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do those now.
We'll do the,
Thomas Road and,
was that it?
Should be wherever you,
Eddie Krieger.
should be on that front page.
Earl Krieger and Thomas Road.
Yeah, Earl Krieger and Thomas Road.
Thomas Road.
Okay, I'm sorry. They're typed in there together. I thought that was all one road. But the next one is a Earl Krieger Holler, CR 7619.
Yes, we had a hearing this morning. There was no opposition to removing that road from the county road system.
So they had a public hearing, there was no opposition to take it out.
Right.
Do we have a motion to take it out?
I so move.
Motion, and a second?
Second.
Motion and second, roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson,
Yes.
Magistrate Kempton,
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson, Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney,
Yes.
Deputy Judge Diskins.
Moving on, the next one is a Thomas Road, CR 8518.
Again, we had another public hearing this morning. There was no opposition to taking Thomas Road out of the county road system.
Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson, Magistrate Kempton,
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy. Yes. Magistrate Robinson, Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Varney,
Yes.
Deputy Judge Diskins.
Our next one we have is a change order, and I think Jimmy Kaiser will address that. It's on Access Road, Phase 2 of the change order number 1, extending contract time by 30 days.
Yes, they requested a change order for 30-day extension. The finish date be February the 9th. It's been a record rain. This part, I think it's a rain on record, I reckon, the way they talk. And they just couldn't get their work done. It's no change in the price or anything, just plenty of time to get it done. And they've got all the chipping and everything up on around the hills done. It's a road's on grade. They've been rocking the road now, base on the whole road. He told me only chipping they had left done is for some ditch lines and for where their storm basins, catch basins will go. And then the only part they'll like is the road down around the campground, main bottom. And the weather's so bad they can't get it done. But there'll be no change in the price.
No change in the price.
Just a 30-day extension. Finish date will be February the 9th.
I guess, Jimmy, the reason the change order is due to all the bad weather, the rain and things we've had, and that's to be understood.
They started it in the driest part of the year, but it's done nothing but rain.
So this is a record rainfall for the state of Kentucky.
Yeah, that's what they said.
I need a motion to approve the change order. Motion.
Second.
Second. Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson.
Yes.
Magistrate Kempton,
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Yes. Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney,
Yes.
Deputy Judge Diskins.
Yes.
Our next one is to acknowledge the receipt of the Mountain Water District 2019 budget.
Motion to acknowledge.
I need a motion to acknowledge it. Leo.
I'll second it.
Second with Charlie. Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson.
Yes. Is anybody here
Magistrate Kempton,
want to speak?
I think we have the attorney here. You want to speak?
Okay.
I'd say it scares me when you say not on this issue.
Yeah, I know.
Trust me.
Magistrate Kempton,
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Yes. Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney,
Yes.
Deputy Judge Diskins.
Yes.
We will now have the awarding of the bids.
No bids.
No bids. Okay. What about the magistrate's road work?
Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
Motion second. Roll call.
Magistrate Anderson.
Yes.
Magistrate Kempton.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Yes. Magistrate Dodson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney,
Yes.
Deputy Judge Diskins.
Yes.
We'll now go to the magistrate's comments.
I don't have any,
Anderson?
I don't have any comments this time. I don't either.
Not this time, no.
Bob, I'm just gonna let you talk.
I've got a few comments to make. First, we started 2 years ago over my district, my road department, the training and stuff that the state has for them, and got pretty serious about it. My road foreman, Danny Brannon, he graduated from the Road Scholar program and the Road Masters program both last year. I had 3 of my road workers. They finished up this year on the Road Scholar. That was Brandon Mullins, James Webb, and Robert Booth. So out of my crew, I've got 4 of them that are Road Scholars, got 1 that's a Road Master. And I don't know if anybody else has took any of that training through the county, any of the other road departments or anything, Jackie Darrell, but I'm really proud of these guys for stepping up and doing this. And there was 2 or 3 little things that just came about this past year that picked up that we found out that we were doing wrong just because they went to the class, you know. So I'm really proud of the guys for what they do. I'm proud of that road department, all those guys that work over there. It was not quite 4 years ago, I guess, I started as a magistrate on this fiscal court. All the ups and downs, the passing of votes and the losing votes, and it's been a great life experience for me. I found out pretty quick that the people who knew how to, what to, where to find it, and where to go get it were very important people to me. One of those people was John Doug Hayes. At the time that we lost John Doug, I very seriously considered resigning from the fiscal court. And it was just because of the statue of him, the way that he talked, the way he delivered things. But the thing that he'd always, when I'd come and ask him a question or want to look at something, he'd say, "I'll tell you what the law says, but Bobby Varney's got to make up his mind which way he's going to go on it." And I really appreciated John Doug for that. I really miss John Doug Hayes. Another person was Brian Morris. Again, we came in together, green as goers, and Judge Deskins kind of took him under the wing and mentored him some and molded him into a very good deputy judge, a very good servant to the people of Pike County. And he's been rewarded that as being elected as jailer. John DeBilter, when I came on board, she knew the budget frontwards, backwards, sideways, ups, downs, ins, outs, any line about it, everything about the finances of Pike County. When I went and took training down in Louisville, in Lexington, and Frankfort, if it was on finances, there was usually a remark made about the financial officer at Pike County because how well she done her job. Rose Farley, one of the sweetest old women that I'd ever met in my life. And as the help that she gave me as the court secretary and stuff. I know when she was all sick there for a while, I took her some flowers, and she wrote me one of the most beautiful cards that you'd ever seen, thanking me just for bringing her them flowers. And but I'll forever be indebted to her. But not just her, there's a lot more. Lisa Estep. I think when I came on board, Lisa was new into the grant writing and stuff, and some of the things she done, some of the money that she got us on some of the grants and things that she done. I'll be able foreverly indebted to her too. And you gentlemen and women sitting at this table here. Jackie Darrell Smith is the road commissioner and the work that he's done. Paul Wimpson. I tell you, this county couldn't do half the things we do if it wasn't for Paul Wimpson and his crew. You know, Charlie, the things that he does on his mapping and things over there just amaze me. and he's good about it, and he's always been a helpful hand. Bobby Mullins and what he's done at Solid Waste. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you. Jimmy Kaiser. Oh, Jimmy Kaiser. I tell you what, he's an old feller that you can go to for any kind of advice, and he's willing to talk to you. Won't advise you too much unless you pressure him a little bit, but he'll give you what the facts are. Justin, I thank you and the work that you've done since you've been here, the money that you saved us on our insurance, and some of the things that you brought forth is going to save us money in the future. Pam, they've had you here, there, everywhere, but you always do your job. Diane, the senior citizens program, you know what it means to me, and you've been one of the greatest people working with that, and I thank you for your work. Jimmy Dale and the Pride organization. I tell you what, I love that old man. I love the work that they stand for, that group stand for. And even though I won't be the master, I'll still be around for the meetings and stuff, Jimmy Dale. You'll have to call and remind me, you know how that goes. And each one of you gentlemen sitting here with us, Ken Robinson and Leo and Charlie and Hillman and Jeff, I want to thank you all. I want to thank you for the work that you've done. I want to thank you for the dedication that you gave to the people of Pike County. I want to thank you for being a friend to me and taking me in with you. I'm proud to be associated with you gentlemen. Charlie, you're the youngest one of the group, but that don't mean nothing. You fit right in with us, you know. Someone said, well, isn't he a Republican? I said, I really don't know.
He is.
But he is. But again, I just thank everybody for everything that they've done. And then one special lady that I can't go without talking about, and that's the lady sitting to my left here, Jeannie Robinson. She knows where everything's at. She knows where some skeletons are at too. That's what I'm scared of. But she knows where everything's at or how to get to it and stuff. And I don't know what I'd done without her either. Lulu, I call Lisa Lulu. I named her that from the beginning, I guess. She has stepped in and done a tremendous job for you. I thank you for that. You know, when I came on board as a magistrate, we had secretaries, and mine was Coochie, Rutherford over there at Belfry, and I don't know what I'd done without her. And really, I didn't even know where the ink pen was at. I mean, nothing, and she had everything in order. Chris Harris had left me in good shape, but I didn't know where it was at. I couldn't tell you what it was. She led me on that. So it's been great. The people that I've worked with here in this courthouse, Penny Burke upstairs, you know, she has been tremendous with me. She really has. And all the girls, I don't want to slight anybody, but they've done good. Even the janitors here, I really want to thank them for their dedication and their work. But it's been a good ride. I can't, I've got no regrets. As there's some hard decisions that had to be made. There were some votes that had to be taken that was tough, but we done it. We done it together. Last but not least, I want to mention Bill Deskins. He's over there in the hospital right now recovering from his injuries and stuff. 88 years old, a tough old bird. I love Bill Deskins. I love his heart. It's in the right place. He cared for the people. And I learned a lot from Bill Deskins. But even though I can call him the leader, I can call him a mentor, I call him all those things and laid all those accolades, my favorite one is he's become a friend. And I'll take that to the rest of my life for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. That was an awful good speech. You covered about everything, I guess. I was sitting here thinking, Rose Farley, you know.
Yep.
We've all had her for so many years, you know. Rose was good about leading the court. So we want to remember her too. And all these guys sitting out here in front. I want to save mine till after a while. So you done a tremendous job. You're going to be hard to follow. But at this time, we'll move on to the treasurer's business.
Authorize any necessary transfers and interfund transfers to pay the bills, payroll, health, life, and dental insurance.
Second.
A motion, a second, roll call.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Deputy Judge Deskins?
Authorize payment of the expenditure approval list dated December 17, 2018, and any other utility and telephone bills received before checks are run. Has anybody got any questions on any of the bills?
You have a motion?
Motion to accept.
Second.
Motion, a second, roll call.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Deputy Judge Deskins?
Yes.
Acknowledge receipt of the sheriff and the clerk's 2550 report for November 2018.
Motion acknowledged.
Second.
Motion, second, roll call.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Deputy Judge Deskins?
Yes.
Acknowledge receipt of the treasurer's monthly financial statement ending November 30th, 2018.
Yeah. Have a motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Deputy Judge Deskins?
Yes.
Authorize payoff of the Mack truck lease to Planters Bank in the amount of $1,427,242.06. Once we receive the check from the J.M. Wood Auction Company from the sale of the trucks we just took back to auction.
Have we received a report on what we paid down there on that?
I'll
Yeah, we've got it right
tell you right here in a second once I get this approved.
Okay, do we have a motion?
Motion to pay.
Got a motion and a second to pay the lease?
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Deputy Judge Deskins?
Yes.
I haven't received the check from the auction company yet, so I don't know what the auction commissions and things like that are going to be to tell the net profit on the sale of the trucks, but the sale of the trucks compared to what we paid for them, we did well on every truck. We actually profited on each truck. The 3 roll-off dump trucks, we paid $153,916 each for. 2 of them sold for $160,000. 1 of them sold for $155,000.
Yeah.
The 7 dump trucks, we paid $137,904 for, and they sold anywhere from $144,000 to $151,000. The average of the 7 being $146,642.85. So we averaged about
$8,700.
yeah, about $4,000 on the sale of the roll-offs and about $7,000 on the sale of the dump trucks, over what we paid for the trucks.
Yeah.
So
And we
it's the
used them
best.
for a
It's
year.
the best auction that we've had to date.
You know, it's unbelievable to use a truck a year and then make money on it. It's just unheard of. And
Explain that, Hillman.
We take care of the truck.
Now, we've got 8, how many new vehicles?
just pull your mic over there, and you do an awful good job, and we'll let you tell about that.
Well, I'd rather you, because I don't really explain it. We've got used trucks, we take them and sell them, and we make money. Tell me how you do that.
Well, you know, we have a lease program each year with Mac, and hit from year to year, and we, sounds like we're paying a lot of money at the time when we got to borrow $2 million or whatever to pay for that loan payment. But at the end of the year, we recoup that money and make money, and still we use them trucks for 1 year. And maintenance free, you know, they take care of all the maintenance problems on them. And, you know, it's a win-win situation, and I think we need to, the next court needs to look at extending those trucks to maybe.
So what I'm saying, so we've got, what, 8 new trucks that this next court, when they take them over, they're debt-free, got a warranty on them for a whole year, and the only thing they have to do is put gas in them.
Right. And, you know, I don't know how Bobby's situation is with the rollbacks, but they might need to look at maybe buying another one or two to use out in the county for our dumpsters and things. And, you know, it'd be good if we could come down and use our 6-wheelers if we get some kind of lease through MAC on them. And it might be something that the next court needs to look at. You know, if we can lease this equipment and make money on it, why not?
Yeah, when I was talking to municipal equipment the other day, and they think there's maybe the opportunity that we can lease the chassis of our Packers even, and then say we could buy the bodies to go on them, and they could be changed at our garage each year. But the Packers would constantly be new, the bodies would, you know. So there's that possibility we can go that route.
Bob, I'm glad you looked into that, and that might be something that will save us a lot of money in the future. I know we've had a bad ordeal with the last ones we bought on our small trucks that we bought and purchased. We've not had good luck with them trucks, and I know you're looking at ways to change them around for the next year.
I think it'd be a good idea if we could do our Packers that way. but they never had offered that option before, but now it's looking like they're going to.
Well, that would be good. How many Packers you got? About 7 or 8?
We've got 10 Packers.
10?
Yeah.
Using them all?
Yeah.
So that'd be a big savings if we could get that worked out.
Yeah. We're looking into it.
Anybody else got anything to want to comment on these?
That's one of the best things we instituted since we've been in, is our trucks.
Ken, if you're awful quiet over there, you're no truck man. Feel bad. But at this time, we need to go into executive session. Master Varney, will you take care of that?
Yes, sir. I'd like to make a motion that we do go into executive session, and in accordance of KRS 61.810, paragraph C, discuss some proposed or pending litigation, and paragraph F, to discuss specific personnel.
Second.
Got a motion, a second, to go into executive session. Roll call.
Magistrate Anderson.
Yes.
Magistrate Compton.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dotson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Deputy Judge Diskins.
Yes.
We'll be in executive session for just a little while. Hopefully it won't be long. Court's back in session. Justin, will you give us our personnel report?
Yes, gentlemen, the following items are up for approval. It is approval to hire Pamela Robinson as a monitor at Solid Waste Area 5 at a 3H rate of pay. Approval to hire Matt Gates as a truck driver at Road Lot 6 at a 3H rate of pay.
That's my recommendation.
Second.
We have a roll call, please.
Get a second.
I did.
Magistrate Anderson.
Yes.
Magistrate Compton.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy. Yes. Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dotson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Deputy Judge Diskins.
Yes.
We'll now go to the public comments.
There's 2 guys left.
Well, I thought Mike May had signed that.
Oh, did he? I didn't know.
I'll get the list here somewhere.
It's right there.
Oh, no, there he is.
These first 2 already started. It's just Mike.
Got one person, Mike May.
Hey, get him on.
fellas. Hey, I'm going to try really to be as kind as I can in the spirit of the season today, but and we'll see how it goes. I want to start out with, you know, we have, most of you folks have been very gracious to me, I have to say. They've been things, and I myself have been somewhat of a butt, you know, with me and Jackie Darrell, we've been up one side and down the other. And with saying that, I have to commend him, I have to thank him for coming to the front on several occasions in District 6, not just one, but several. And we had an incident, or a thing in Octavia Holler last week, and there's many folks I know that are appreciative to you, Jackie Darrell, and I'm sure there are many more that I don't know about. But I do like to acknowledge when the thing is, and I want to start out here. The pictures I had sent a couple of meetings over here, if y'all had wanted to, I'm sure you had the opportunity. Jeannie was on vacation. But I want to start out, and we talk about, let me get to the road here, and I want to commend you, and Bobby, you did the right thing in motioning for that road to research and do for them people, I will say that. But now, the deal over at Gether Irick Street, that incident, now, you know, it's 2017, it was divided. It goes back to where, if you went by the process that you're saying now, you probably wouldn't have been 100 foot from the bridge because one property owner owned all that. But I just wanted to make that, saying maybe y'all could research some of that and so on. But this right here, and we're talking about drainage. This right here is a drain at Pico Holler. Now this didn't happen recently. Now that is the reason you have things, you know, washouts and so on. I hope y'all can see that, to be generous, maybe a third of that is an opening. Now, you know, I pondered around and I wondered, I just said, well, are they waiting for another washout to get FEMA money and then go back and do it, you know, and maybe gather a little money on it? And we'll move on. Here is the park at South Williamson. Now, folks, you can see there's water standing right there, and that's something that hasn't, you know, just happened overnight. And as you can see, or hopefully, the sun is shining. You know, it ain't during a downpour of rain right at the moment. And to my opinion, it would be very easy taken care of. So with that being said, I'll move on. Hey, I'll just entertain y'all with a couple more photos. This one here.
Take good pictures, Mike.
Hey, I may do that. Hey, I've got a catalog of them. Believe me, this is just touches. I have to pick out accordingly. And, you know, I have been taught to quit. Well, even Hillman had asked me if I'd be back over here the next administration. It is my wish that there will be no need for me to. I'm going to start out like I did with this. I'm going to start through the chain. And my wish is that I will not have to be back over here for this. I mean, you know, to bring, because when it gets to this point, something has not been done. Now, this right here was taken, well, election day, November the 6th. This is Octavia Holler. There's a lot of trash in there. I really took it for the water coming across the road. You know, this right here, when you have water on the road is bad enough, it deteriorates the road. Now, this is the Octavia drag strip. This is what happens whenever that water, when it gets, you know, early on in science class in grade school, we learned that at 32 degrees, water freezes. Now this right here, and I was reminiscing back in the 60s and 70s, this was right through there, was known, and it's legendary as Octavie Drag Strip. They were some of the quickest cars. They come from near and far, Illinois, Michigan, and so on. Motorcycles, go-karts, even a foot race or two. And especially when the law was about to come, you would, but that, let me move on. I reminisce with that by looking at that. But that right there, Wednesday, that, not the snow, Jackie Darrell, that's one thing I was thinking about. But the idea that this stuff here, now the snow comes Sunday, this is Wednesday. There's people got the crew up there Tuesday, and it was up in the afternoon. And by Wednesday, there was more people complaining. I got a hold of Jackie Darrell, but they did come take care of that problem. Now with the ditching, as I've said before, they left out of there, and this morning, I verified, I called somebody up in there, they slick spots, because they did not finish the ditching on that hollow, which I told the guy that is, he said, surely they're not done. I said, to my experience, they're out of there, buddy. But hopefully you'll get back and take care of that. I mean, this is, really serious business, and especially, hey, I'm sure the mail people, the bus drivers, and so on, because it's one thing, yeah, even District 6, I will have to say, when it comes to salting the roads and getting that done, but that's when it snows. There are many places over the county that has, and actually, when you run up on a slick spot, there are 2 accidents on the state highway, 199 over to Huddy this morning, due to the same problem. It got down to 30 degrees, and here, you have an accident. And when it, I was hesitant. I had planned, I said, well, I'm not going over to this meeting. I did not want to spoil your Christmas deal here. But really, we still supposed to be doing business, I mean, even if it's the holiday season or whatever, and it'd be nice for the people out there to have roads and so on. And, there's a lot to do, but a lot of it, as I will repeat myself, is if you do the drainage, keep the creeks clean, the ditches, you'll not have the problems that you have. And I do hope the next administration will go. And, with a lot of it has been, and I was an opponent of a commissioner system. Openly, I'm just that way. I was not for it. Perhaps, maybe, now, instead of everybody being divided in their own territory and whatnot, and, a perfect example of that was last meeting when Bobby had the Big Mac attack, and it's mine, that maybe the whole county, we are in it as a whole, and hopefully the commissioners will do that. I didn't mean to choke you up there, Hillman. And really, to each and every one of you, Bobby, even you, I wish you the best. And Merry Christmas to all. Ho,
Mike,
ho, ho.
Mike, you're not choking me, brother. I was going to tell you today's your day. You can talk as long as you want to.
Okay, his 10 minutes about up, Hillman. That's enough. Hey, no. Ha ha, Hillman. Ha ha.
Gotta have a little humor, Mr. Barney.
That ain't humor, that's sick. Bobby said, very dang little humor.
We'll move on to our commissioners and directors' comments.
Yeah, I got a few things to say. Since it's probably my last time I'll get to use this airway here, I think some things still need to be said for our court and the good they've done. Like any group, there is always issues, but we're like a family to a large degree. We don't always disagree or agree. So it's been a really good experience doing this deal here. It's an opportunity to get to learn a lot of good people and to work with them and to meet them. But I just want to say one thing before I start touching a few other things on the little issues in the paper here this week, an editorial deal. Mr. Vanderbilt was speaking of different people objected to things he put in the paper, and as he seen the truth he was showing. And I've always been a great believer in the First Amendment. The press is a great thing. Without the press, I don't think a democracy can make it, because those in power will take over. But like anything, there's good and bad. The bad in this deal is Mr. Vanderbilt just got his own little deal. He appears to be just like to make profit, and he tells some truth sometimes. But and I appreciate the paper. Again, I sell it in my business. Some people can't understand me doing that with the involvements we've had, but somebody's going to buy the paper, and I was helping my business. They may come and buy a Pepsi. But in his little editorial, he says that, talking about these different people's opinions and different things, but he addressed one guy, confronted him in Food City, and said he was very factual. Well, he had some things right, and the guy at Food City come here threatened him. He didn't mention my name. It was me. I volunteered that. And the reason I was upset is my business had burnt. And it's about a $300,000 lick I had on me. And more than that, it was a landmark in our community of Phelps. The building had been built there in '59. It's very troublesome to me that the fire happened besides the financial deal. And when he put a thing in the paper, an editorial again, he insinuated, as the beginning thing, we had a water leak from my gas station, give me a great problem. Wish the water leak hadn't been there, but he give me an inconvenience. But we got it fixed, and the mountain water let me go in there and fix it right. They tried twice, and it didn't work out, and I got it fixed right. But a couple weeks after that, as he said in the paper, and he insinuated, he said my building burnt, and he insinuated that I'd burnt my business there because the water leak happened. They closed the water lines down. That's protocol. You go by a chemical place, then you close the water down till you flush it out and get the system cleared out. And the gas station chemical place. And he insinuated I burnt my place. So on that day, Kevin Prater called me and was aggravating me about it, which I'm a kind of serious guy, and a lot of people do me that way. But that did trouble me. And I happened to run into him in Food City. And I had a discussion with him, and I was very mad. When I talked to him, he had phone this year, and I told him, when he talked to me, he said he couldn't talk because of the phone. I said, I'm going to get my fish and be back. And I come back about 10 minutes later, and I said, I want to talk to you. He said, I got the phone. I said, put it down, I'm going to knock it off a year. Because I wanted to tell him something. You know, it'd probably been smart not to have done that, but I was really angry, and he'd done a very bad thing of insinuating I burnt my business. He don't care about personal feelings or anything else. He just wants to sell a paper to make a nickel or a dime, whatever he makes. So I did call him everything but a milk cow, and I was wanting to fight, but, you know, I'm getting told for that anymore. I still think I'm 30 till I look in a mirror. But, you know, he ought to be conscious of what he states and things like that, because there's some people can go off the handle and do much worse than just throw words out there. And but anyway, I sometimes thought I shouldn't have done it. Maybe a smart thing, because he got that cheap ink and he can kind of turn things around and try to smoke you things. And he's tried to do a pretty good hatchet job on me. But in truth and reality, most people know the truth of the thing, especially in the Phelps area, but where I give this county rock and save them $12,400 free is good, better than going to Jenkins and getting whatever. But he tried to make me look better than that deal. But anyway, I just wanted to confess the deal that people out there, I've talked to many people, it appreciates my candor and speaking up. And like I say, we've had a great time here and we've had some problems. But it's been the great friends I met here, and some friends I already had when I come here. John Doug Hayes he and I was always friends, and working with him here in his court was a great opportunity. And I got him because I was agreeing on this deal. You know, I'm a road man, construction man, and I've been a 40-year businessman also. But it was on the laws applying to county government. I relied on him a lot for information of what to do. And he guided me with a code book, and I followed the thing because, you know, and it's tough being a business in Phelps or any, because when you change things around, people's used to it being done a certain way, and a lot of people said, "You've always done this, Jackie Earl, done this, done that," and I said, well, I found out it was illegal, and everybody's got a camera, and it's against the law, and they got these cameras, and they got recordings on them too, and I'm too old to go to jail, and it's wrongful to do these things, and we found this out. So I've lost a little business in this job sometimes, and a few friends, and I had to go by what I knew and was showed the law to be. So, but it's been a great thing dealing with all these people. From Brian Morris, he was green as grass, like somebody said when he first come in, and John Doug come to the pulpit, and I mean, he was sitting there, and John Doug really was the glue to this court. I mean, he was a very knowledgeable guy, and had a manner about him, and he spoke with authority, and a lot of problems just went on. If you know, he was just great to deal, and a great friend. I hated losing him in the court, and hated losing him in personal life. And I called his wife up the other day and told her if she needed anything, holler at me, because people want to do for a person like John Douglas in their life, then friends could come around. It kind of, I guess, troubles them too. But Brian Morris was a great friend I got to know, and he had the best interest of the people at heart. And Bill Deskins, I can't say so much about Bill. I'd never been for him until this time about 5 years ago, and I had an agenda to do there because I'd found some wrongdoings in the past, and I brought it forth to some things to attention to people, and anyway, I think it's the reason I left. So I was for Bill Deskins real strong in that race, and I went and visited Bill Deskins the other day, and it's been an honor working for Bill, and I visited his house a couple of days before his last wreck, and as I spoke to him a little bit there, and when I started to leave, he said, Jackie, I want to tell you, it's been a pleasure having you as my road foreman and having you part of the crew. And that really, and he said, I really feel honored having you with me. And that made me feel so good about the Bill there. And my road foremans that I've dealt with, and anybody can question any of the road foremans, you know, I've tried to work for everybody equal. And one guy was trying to tell me I was staying in that office there one time, but I says, you know, my job's out here on the road where the problems is. And so I've dealt with all the road foremans, and they were testified. I've worked with them good and tried to do the right thing and stood behind them when they was right. And then all the working men that I've worked with in the districts too, and some of them even commented I was, you know, they were shocked that I'd come around and visit with them so often. But I'm a kind of people's person. That's the way you know what's going on when you get out there and in the field. And Jimmy Kaiser here, I've talked to him many times, and he's helped me in many different situations. Went down to take the trucks back. Bobby Mullins, a great guy I've worked with, and in a deposition one time on a deal we had there, they asked me why I was trying to work and negotiate getting equipment up there for Bobby. That wasn't in my category, construction maintenance. I said, well, I stand to correct you. I said, even though it's in another division of the county, we're all one family, and if we can save money in the garbage deal, solid waste, if I can save them money, it saves money for the family. And Bobby's worked good with me, and I've worked good with him. And it's been a pleasure meeting Justin Maynard. I'd heard a lot of things about that old boy in politics, which I found out to not be true. He's a great guy, and I'm glad he come on board and got to know him. And Diane down there, she's been a great gal to help us out getting vehicles when we went down state and stuff. And our 911 man here has been good to get me maps and putting them out there and showing them. He's been very helpful. And you can't beat Paul Williams, sure, he's a great guy. And I've just been an honor working for all you people. And, you know, and Herbie coming on board, and he's worked good with us. And our guy that took John Doug's place there, Mr. Deskins, I appreciate you. You've worked with me and tried to help me and help guide me through things too also. When I had a problem, you give me good advice. And all the working men, like I say, I appreciate all of them. And thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Jackie, I'm glad you quit when you did. I was about to cry. Paul?
I just want to thank each and every one of you guys as you service this county, what a job and what you've done, and how good you've been to us and our department and work people. And let's don't forget what this season really means, you know, but from Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank the court and each one of the magistrates You know, over the years, you know, the Emergency Management Office, the E911 office, and the GIS office has really advanced in technology because of you guys with the support that you gave us. And we'd like to thank you guys for that. And I'd like to thank you guys for the support we've had in a lot of the declared disasters that we've had. You know, getting the resources and stuff out to the residents of the county. I'd like to thank each one of the commissioners up here. Without their help and their employees' help, to volunteer to do the damage assessment of the disasters, we couldn't have made it. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you. It's been a pleasure working with you guys, and I wish you guys best of luck.
Hey, there's one thing here. Everybody says I'm windy a little bit, and sometimes they kick me under the legs, keep me shut up in the past, but this is my last time. I forgot my buddy there, you know, he's done so good for me, our new finance person, and I've had many discussions with him, and I left him out. And I want to thank my Republican buddy. You know, I don't look at politics in this thing, although I've been a strong political person all my life, but it don't matter about politics. When I went out to help people, and I went up there to him, I was going to look at something, and I had that truck. And Morris offered to get me a new truck there back in October, I think it was. But in my business world, I applied the same thing in the county. I wouldn't take that new truck. But it broke down about 6 times after that and had to hauled in. But I was up there talking to him about it, and he gave me Chick's truck that Chick rode, and it's like a new truck. And I said, don't tell me that if you're going to give it to me, because I'll sure take it. It'll make my life a lot safer. It don't cost the county no more money. And the other truck would vibrate about 60 miles an hour, and I've been known to go a little faster than 60. And he made my life a lot safer, and I want to thank Charlie for that. I meant to do that before.
You're welcome. What's that finance person's name there, Jackie Darrell?
Yeah, that's Frankie Stacy, yeah.
All right. I didn't know. Hey, I do want to I want to thank the court, everybody at the table. I consider us all to be friends, and hopefully we always will be. And but like Mike May says too, you know, we have to keep moving on. So I want to say that we're trying to get ready for Christmas holiday break here, which we will, I guess, we'll be off on Monday and Tuesday. That's 24th, 25th. That's on a Monday and Tuesday. And we're going to put dumpsters out in the areas like we always do. And I want to read over that list real quick. I gave the copy of it to the paper there where they can put it in the paper. So also on here, you'll notice this year that we have the foremen's and their cell phones listed because people's constantly calling our office and wanting to know when they're going to come back and pick up their garbage. I did have a meeting with the supervisors, and they've all agreed to double back and make sure they get all the garbage picked up in that week. But we will have these roll-off boxes set out for people's convenience. So starting with Area 1, the foreman there is Fitch Reed, and his cell number is 606-213-7051. We will be putting a box down at the bakery down here at Harrican. We'll have one at Jeff Anderson's old office space there. One between right and left fork of Island Creek. One at the mouth of Grassy up Coon Creek. And one at the mouth of Joe's Creek. Area 2, the foreman is H.D. Fraley. The cell number is 606-213-7235. The Belcher lot will be open on the 24th and the 25th from 10 till 2 p.m. And so they'll be able to use those boxes there. We'll have one at the mouth of Lick Creek, one at Elkhorn City Ballpark, and one at Magistrate Murphy's old office space there. We're going to put one there. Area 3, acting foreman is Steve Asbury. Cell phone is 213-6941. We will have the 2 boxes outside the gate at the Robinson Creek lot. We'll have one at Peyton's Creek, one under the bridge at the old schoolhouse at Greasy Creek, and one at the Forge Branch Bridge. Area 5, we have Foreman Tim Crawford, cell phone 606-794-0853. We will be setting a box at the mouth of Peter Fork, one at Blackberry just across from the senior citizen building up there, 2 at the Hardy Ballpark, and across from the new bridge up in Stone above Octavia, we'll be setting one there. Also, the people needs to realize that solid waste will, the solid waste department will collect trash on New Year's Day because we don't have 2 Mondays in a row where we're off. So we will be working, the solid waste department will, on New Year's Day. We will dump some of the dumpsters in the businesses, mostly in the South Williamson area. There may be a few throughout the county, but there's so many businesses over there with so many dumpsters, Bob. But we decided that maybe on Saturday or sometime through this break, our trucks will run over and dump some of those dumpsters for them. So that's all that I have on our list. And
Bobby, New Year's Day's on Tuesday, what about New Year's Eve on Monday?
well, we'll have to work Monday and Tuesday, what we'll have to do. Yeah. So we'll have to work both days. We will. Have them 2 weeks of garbage miss.
Thank you, Bob, for that report. I guess you'll have it posted somewhere, won't you, in case somebody needs to,
Yeah,
gonna be in the newspaper or anything?
Like I say, we're putting it in the paper. I was hoping it'd go out on TV here where they can see, and we'll post it here in the courthouse. And I gave each of you all a copy. If you got a place you can post it, you know, that'd be great. Is that it?
Jimmy?
I'd just like to thank the court and all you magistrates for the job and the opportunity to work with you. And it's been a pleasure. It's been a long time. And I just wish you all the best, and may God be with you.
Yes, I would also like to thank the court. You know, when I came here and we started implementing our safety policies that I asked you guys to implement, I remember Hillman and I were having a conversation, and Hillman was questioning me quite a bit. And I said, if you'll just trust me, we'll make this work. And it would have been easy not to do that. Because we were trying to change a culture here. And we've done that. And I appreciate you all putting your trust in me to do that. And as part of that, I do want to give you a final insurance update. On the workers' comp last year at this time, before we started implementing our policies, we had 27 losses already on the comp side from July to December last year. This year, we have 7.
Yeah.
So that is what that has done. It was all about changing the culture to focus around safety, and we have done that. And I couldn't have done that without you all, without your all's support, and I thank you very much for that. I know on the auto side it doesn't look as good, particularly with everything that's been going on, but since we have placed the GPS units in those vehicles, what we can control, which is the solid waste and the road department, we are significantly down on those claims. We've had 2 at-fault claims, very minor. The rest of them have been people hitting us, so we're not at fault for any of that. So those are things that we've got to look at. But I appreciate all your all's support. I do estimate that the savings on the workers' comp this time next year will be close to $150,000. That will be coming off our premium, just from what we've implemented and what we've done. So thank you all again for that opportunity.
Good job.
I appreciate you all. It's been great working with you guys. Thank you.
I usually don't speak, but it's been, it's Jim. But I've worked with a lot of you in 15+ years. Charlie's new, Bobby's fairly new. I've got to know him real well, but I've really enjoyed all of it. I've enjoyed working for the county for 28 years now. I'm really going to miss all of you. God bless, and I love you all.
Well, I've been with most of you 12 years. I had an 8-year vacation, but then I came back. But I would like to thank Judge Deskins and all of you for the opportunity to supervise the Senior Citizens Program. It's my pleasure to work with my employees and my seniors, and this court and the judges in the past have always been very generous with their contributions that they give to the program. So I thank all of you and wish you the best.
We have our county attorney's report now.
We've got 2 items. First of all, as the court is aware, there was a slide back in the summer on Yellow Hill, and there's a settlement agreement and release worked out between the landowner, Donna Sullivan, Mountain Water District, and the Pike Fiscal Court as far as sharing responsibility for some of the things that will have to be taken care of because of that. And as the court is aware, there was no insurance to cover that particular incident. So the settlement agreement and lease. This settlement and release agreement executed this blank day of blank 2018, entered into by and between Donna Sullivan of 229 Yellow Hill, Regina, Kentucky 41559, hereinafter referred to as releasor, and Mountain Water District of Post Office Box 3157, Pikeville, Kentucky 41502, and Pike County Fiscal Court of 146 Main Street, Pikeville, Kentucky 41501, hereinafter referred to as releasees. Whereas releasor is the owner of the property located at 229 Yellow Hill, Regina, Pike County, Kentucky 41559, and whereas on or about August 1st, 2018, a slide occurred behind releasor's home, which caused damage to releasor's home and property, and whereas the slide occurred below the county road, taking out a section of the road, and whereas releasor has alleged that a broken water line belonging to Mountain Water District was the cause of the slide, and whereas Mountain Water District has a geotechnical engineer study the slide, and it was determined to be inconclusive as to whether or not a broken water line caused the slide, but did determine that there were multiple factors that contributed to the slide, including slippage of the county road over time. And whereas the parties hereto wish to resolve the claims of releasor without the need of filing litigation, and whereas releasor is willing to release releasees from any and all past, present, and future claims arising from the above referenced slide of August 1st, 2018, subject to the terms and conditions set out herein. And whereas releasees are willing to mutually release each other from any and all past, present, and future claims arising from the above referenced slide of August 1st, 2018, subject to the terms and conditions set out herein. Now, therefore, witnesseth that for and in consideration of the mutual promises and covenants contained herein, which shall be deemed good and valuable consideration, the receipt and sufficiency of which are hereby acknowledged, the parties agree as follows. Number 1, the releasee, Mountain Water District, agrees to have constructed, at its expense, a retaining wall or gabion baskets to secure the hillside behind releasor's home and have all the excess slide material removed from the property. After the releasee, Mountain Water District, has completed the retaining wall and removal of excess slide material,
the releasee, Pike County Fiscal Court, agrees to rebuild the road on Yellow Hill behind releasor's home. Such work may be done by the Pike County Road Department and will include, but not be limited to, preparing the foundation, blacktop surface, and appropriate curbs for repair of the county road. Number 3, the releasor, Donna Sullivan, agrees to pay for any repair for damages to her home as a result of the above referenced slide. Number 4, it is mutually agreed among the parties that if the home incurs any further damages as a result of the repair work being done by either the releasees or their respective contractors, that cost will be the responsibility of the releasees or their respective contractor causing the damages. Number 5, the releasee, Mountain Water District, further agrees to reinstall the water line between the meter base and the releasor's home at its expense. Number 6, the releasor agrees to release and discharge releasees from any and all claims, demands, or causes of action that the releasor may have had, known or unknown, arising from any and all claims arising from the above referenced slide that occurred on or about August the 1st, 2018, and for any injuries or damages that releasor may have incurred as a result of such slide. Number 7, releasees agree to mutually release each other from any and all claims, demands, or causes of action that the releasees may have had, known or unknown, arising from any and all claims arising from the above referenced slide that occurred on or about August 1st, 2018. Number 8, it is understood that this release will inure to the benefit of the releasees, their successors, assigns, and insures, and shall bind the releasor, her heirs, legal representatives, and successors in interest. Number 9, this settlement and release agreement is not an admission of liability, but is a settlement of a disputed claim in order to reduce the cost of potential litigation. Number 10, the terms of this settlement and release agreement shall be confidential, and the parties agree not to communicate any information concerning any terms of this settlement and release agreement, except as may be otherwise be required by an open records request of the releasees. In witness whereof, the parties hereto have executed this release the day and year first written above. And then a place for the releasor to sign and a notary, place for releasees Mountain Water District and their notary, and releasees Pike County Fiscal Court and a notary for the signatures.
Is this your recommendation, Kyle, that we act on this?
Considering everything that I've been told about the situation, yes, it would be my opinion and my recommendation to enter into this agreement to settle all claims that are outstanding.
Y'all heard the report. Do we have a motion to, get a motion and a second? Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Deputy Judge Diskins?
Yes.
And lastly, there is a proceeding currently in federal court, Fortress Resources versus Pike County Fiscal Court regarding the bankruptcy for McCoy Elkhorn. That would be monies that they're trying to recoup from Pike County Fiscal Court that were paid during the preference period prior to McCoy Elkhorn filing bankruptcy. Currently, they're trying to recoup in excess of $27,000 from Pike County for a garbage bill that was paid. There is an offer on the table that I believe that the court should consider, but I am asking the court to authorize the attorney handling the litigation on behalf of Pike Fiscal Court, that being the Honorable Jim Pruitt, that he be given authorization to settle the claim for no more than $13,750, and also a waiver for any monies that may be due and owing to Pike Fiscal Court, Pike County, for any monies that should have been collected for the occupational tax that was done during the preference period as well. It would be my recommendation to give him the authority to settle the claim, as I said, for the $13,750, and also to sign any waiver releasing the any claims by Pike County
for any unpaid taxes if they're just not recoupable to us.
I'll make a motion, Hillman, on that.
Yeah, this thing was going to trial on January the 8th.
That is correct. It is scheduled for trial January the 8th in Lexington, in the federal bankruptcy court.
So recommendations of the county attorney is that we try to settle this situation and before it goes to trial.
Correct. The Pike County stands to lose up to $27,000 plus their claim, plus we would end up paying more in litigation fees and attorney costs.
I'll second the motion.
Got a motion, a second. Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson?
Yes.
Magistrate Compton?
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy?
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson? Yes. Magistrate Dodson?
Yes.
Magistrate Varney?
Yes.
Deputy Judge Deskins?
Yes.
Our county attorney just came in. I just wondered if he wanted to say a word or be recognized.
It's been an honor to work with each of you. It's been I know the nature of politics. Everybody wants to do a real good job at what they do. From everyone that works in our government, we face some criticism every now and then, and we get some glory every now and then. And in politics, you get some people clap for you every now and then, and some people call you up and tell you that they take their anger out. I do the same thing when I watch TV. I take my anger out on the state officials and national officials, and it's not personal. And a lot of people do that in the public, and you got to be willing to absorb it. Each one of you has been my buddies for a long time. I remember going to Hillman's office 30 years ago. He said, I really like my office, and I was new to politics. I thought he meant the room he was in there. And I said, yeah, boy, it is nice. Needs a little paint here and there. I thought he was talking about the office. No, he was talking about he liked being a magistrate. And he had worked with government before that, so I was kind of new to politics. And I remember each one of you, and I've known all of you in here. If I didn't know you, I know of you. And Mr. Robinson worked for my aunt and uncle back in the 70s. And I knew Herbie down at our grocery store in the 70s. Got to know Bobby over the years. Knew Jeff when he was in diapers. He lived right there. Their family bought the house from him. This is just a big family. And the people coming in are like a big family too. And this neighborhood and this town is very special. Shut up. It needs to quit. That's my old cheap phone. But it's just been a great honor working with all of you, and I hope none of you quit. Nobody really quits in this business. So we rekindle and refresh and regroup and keep going. And it's been an honor. And these people, all these people in the room here, back here too, that all the people in this room we've worked with, it's been a great honor. I feel like I'm leaving. I guess I was probably supposed to. My time was probably up, but they're going to let me stick around 4 more, it looks like. And I'm not going to let anybody talk bad about this group or any group I've ever worked with. We'll whip them if they do. So you've paid our dues. We've worked hard. I'm going to go around telling all the great things that this court did and all the great things that this county's done. You don't think this county's great? Go look around the rest of Appalachia, by golly. Look around Appalachia. This is a great county. It's great because every one of you, the ones that criticized us, the ones that didn't criticize us, the ones that worked with us, this, by heck, is the best county in America. And you all are a big damn part of it. Be proud of yourselves.
Our deputy judge now, I guess he'll probably want to say a few words.
I'll just wait until we begin. I have a few remarks on behalf of myself and Bill that I want the employees to hear.
Put yours off a little bit.
Defer until 1 o'clock.
Okay.
1:30. 1:30.
Jeannie, don't you have anything you want to say?
Hurry. She said hurry up.
Hurry up. Well, okay, I will. I guess I gave Bob my time earlier, so I'll talk just a few minutes, and I'll try to be brief. I know everybody's hungry and wanting to eat. You know, it just does me pleasure to look back to the audits and see the people that I've worked with over the years. There's a lot of memories, and, you know, we are not quitting like Keith said. We're going to still be around as long as the Lord lets us stay. But I've got so many good memories that, you know, I just cherish, and all the opportunities that the Lord has given me through the 30-plus years to be able to accomplish some things that will be better for my grandkids and your grandkids. But I've been fortunate to work with about 5 or 6 county judges, and we've done 25 budgets. And, you know, I can't name all the accomplishments that we've been able to achieve all them years, and it couldn't have happened without you people. And, you know, you're the backbone of this county, and we're just a little spoke in the wheel that makes it turn. And Jack, you know, I mean, you cut up a lot, but you did get on me a little bit there a while ago. You know, I was kindly thinking about all the things you was talking about all of our friends, and I'm just glad I was able to hold it together. But you know, it's been a pleasure for me to be able to work with everybody. And you know, it's not that we're leaving for good. We're just going to turn it over to another reign. And I just wish that the new court had been here today to maybe had a little better association with what we're leaving for them to take a hold of. And I still offer the opportunity to the commissioner to come by and go over some documents and some deeds and some agreements and things. I've got a filing cabinet over there full of things that this county needs to cherish and hold on to. And I offer him and all the other commissioners and the county judge the opportunity, if they will, to have a good transition. And I hope and pray that they will be good to our employees and take care of them, because they'll find out real fast that if the employees don't produce, then they don't get nothing done. And, you know, it's not a big hour. It's all of us together that makes this wheel go. And I just hope and pray that we'll see our county grow and we can help make it grow. You know, these guys that you see up here, we've had 16 years together, 4 terms that we've worked together as a team. And we've been able to do some good things. You know, we've made mistakes, we all do. And if a man says he don't make a mistake, then he don't get nothing done. But I just want to let y'all know how much I appreciate you. And I'm going to quit. May God bless you all.
Hey, Hillman, okay, the next thing that we're going to do here, you'll have to give us a break, probably 15, 20 minutes. Let's get set up and get everything out here. Then we'd like to have the magistrates get in line first and honor you all and let you all get your food. Is that okay?
So we'll eat it 1:15 or 1:10?
We'll just play it by ear. Give us a little bit and see what we can.
Play it by ear. Yeah. And, you know, this next thing we're going to do is do the Employees Appreciation Awards. And it's for the county employees. And we're just so glad that we were able to do it again this year. You know, we've lost some good friends over the past years, and we need to think about them and remember them. You know, when I look over that way, I think Chick Johnson, how many memories I've got of Chick Johnson. And John Doug Hayes, you know, this brings back a lot of memories. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Magistrate Anderson.
Yes.
Magistrate Compton.
Yes.
Magistrate Murphy.
Yes.
Magistrate Robinson. Magistrate Dotson.
Yes.
Magistrate Varney.
Yes.
Deputy Judge Diskins.
Say yes.
Yes.
Yes.